Hello, and welcome to the first of many lectures that I will put online for you. I know it's probably easier to have these lectures with my voice attached to it. I know it's probably really nasal, but it's always good to put a voice with a name. So I hope you will find these helpful, and if you need more assistance, of course, please feel free to contact me. So what I'm going to talk about is how to construct your outline for your very first essay. Your first essay is a narrative essay. What I want you to do is to tell us a story about yourself, about a moment that you feel defined you, or how you define yourself generally. I have two outline examples. These are simply examples. If you have learned a different outline format and it's better for you or easier for you, then by all means use that one. But this is an example for those of you who may need one to take a look at. So the first outline that I have is the outline example using one major event. This is completely fictional, except the second one. The second one's not. But so let's say I want to call my essay Anitra's Definition. I want your essay title to be creative and to tell the reader exactly what your essay will be about. So I do not want to see essay one or narrative essay, any of that. I want you to come up with your own creative title because this is about you. So let's say that my one major event is being accepted into college. My introductory paragraph, these two background A and B, will consist of background information about why I may feel college is so important for me or why I may be excited about going to college. And it should tell a story. Think about in 3 Days to See how descriptive she was. And we're gonna talk about that in the next video in 3 Days to See. But think about how descriptive Frederick Douglass has been in his description of learning how to read. They use clear, concise, descriptive language that creates imagery for the reader, so it seems like we're right there in the story with them, and that's what I want you to do. So the Roman numerals represent paragraphs. I have 5 here. Again, you may certainly have more than 5 paragraphs. I would say that a strong paragraph is between 7 and 12 sentences. So for your introductory paragraph, you're going to give us some background information, and you're going to end with your thesis statement. Now, I do not want a statement of intent. This essay will be about blah, blah, blah. I intend to talk about this in my essay, blah, blah, blah. All that does is break up the organization of your essay and the flow of your essay. Don't tell me what you're going to do, just do it. So, your thesis statement can be a couple of sentences. It doesn't have to be just one sentence, and it can be near the end. It doesn't have to be the very last sentence, but it should give the reader a good idea of what you're going to talk about. Body paragraph number 1. So if my overall essay is being accepted into college, my first body paragraph may be about having a rough high school experience. Parents divorce, let's say, have to deal with bullies, which is very common now, and let's say that I make low grades. I will go into detail about each one of these subtopics and explain to the reader why they made for a rough high school experience. Body paragraph number 2. Let's say finances come into play. I have to work full time. I do not qualify for financial aid. And let's say the parents have less money because of their separation and divorce. Well, that's what I will use the second body paragraph for, to talk about these things in detail and how they contributed to the finances, which again relates back to why being accepted in college is so important. Next, relationships. Let's say I have a fiance in the military. I got engaged right after high school. My fiance's in the military and he's deployed. That can be very difficult when facing a new experience like college. Let's say I have a much smarter, cooler sister. She's the one that makes straight A's. She's the one who does everything right. Everybody loves her. She's the rock star, and I'm not. That can make for, and it may seem frivolous to some people, I'm sure, but that can honestly make for a difficult experience. And let's say I don't have a lot of friends. So I don't have any friends. My sister is much smarter. And I have the one person who I could depend on is in the military, let's say, and he's away. So all of these culminate to let the reader know why being accepted into college was so important and why it was a life-changing event. This person with this, I mean, she looks bad on, he or she looks bad on paper, right? But they could turn this around by doing well in college, finding a career that they love, going on and doing great things, and living happily ever after. So your conclusion needs to take the main points from each body paragraph, re-emphasize them, and give a little something for the reader to think about. That's how you would construct an outline based on one major event. Now, my second outline is based on a theme. Now, this one is a little more true for me. So let's say I define myself by the music that I listen to. I define myself by a lot of things, really, but I do love all types of music, so I use this for an example. My introductory paragraph, the same thing, background info, thesis statement. My body paragraph is broken up thematically, the 1990s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. In the 1990s, grunge music, Kurt Cobain, that's the only one I know. No doubt, I listened to them a great deal. Boys to Men, who didn't listen to Boys to Men? Boy bands, yes, I was a boy band fan, from New Kids on the Block to Backstreet Boys, all of them. Random R&B songs, I still listen to random R&B songs. So, my first body paragraph would explain to the reader why all of these music from the 1990s shaped who I was in the 1990s. Body paragraph number 2, the 2000s. I got into Jay-Z like heavily, towards the end of the 1990s into the 2000s. Brad Paisley. I've always been a fan of Dixie Chicks and certain country music. Kind of, I guess, more on the poppy side. Maybe not really, but I like some country music. So, Brad Paisley, Michelle Branch, which I absolutely just loved. 30 Seconds to Mars, which I love a couple of their songs, not all of them, but a couple of them. And the band that my students constantly make fun of me for liking every semester is Nickelback. I didn't even know they weren't cool until I told my students that I listened to them. So apparently they're not cool. But I would use all of these bands to discuss how they shaped me in the 2000s years. Now, body paragraph number 3 would deal with the 2010s. Currently, I'm into Beyonce. I'm into rockabilly, Duffy, Amy Winehouse, a lot of other people that come on Pandora, and show tunes. I've always loved show tunes, but I listen to them a lot more now. So I would explain how all of these artists might come together to shape who I am now, or explain a little bit about myself now. And I do the same thing for that conclusion paragraph that I did in the first one. I use the main points from body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, and I re-emphasize them. And I add a little something new for the reader. So that's it. It's very basic. There are much fancier outline styles, but I'm not really looking for that. I'm looking for a nice basic outline. And when you submit your outline to me, you may certainly just use topics, or you can use full sentences. It's completely up to you. But whenever you look at this outline from the introductory paragraph all the way down to the conclusion, you should be able to look at it and see exactly what you want to put in your essay. I really hope this has helped. And if you have any questions, as always, please do not hesitate to contact me. Have a great day.